What if everything you know about global stability could be shattered by a single decision? One vote in parliament, one military move, one shift in economic policy. History shows us that the world doesn't change slowly. It flips in an instant, often because of one country's bold, unexpected choice. In this video, we'll uncover how one nation's move, no matter how small, can ignite global chaos, reshape alliances, and decide the fate of millions. Stay with us, because what you're about to discover might change how you see the world forever. History has shown us that a single decision by one nation can trigger a domino effect across the world. In 1973, when Arab members of OPEC imposed an oil embargo on countries supporting Israel, oil prices skyrocketed overnight. What began as a regional political stance led to a global energy crisis, stock market crashes, and a deep recession in Western economies. All from one coordinated move. Why do these decisions have such reach? Because the world is deeply interconnected. A trade policy change in China can disrupt supply chains from Germany to Brazil. A sanctions bill passed in Washington can collapse economies in sanctioned countries and destabilize their neighbors. One nation's internal agenda becomes everyone's external problem, instantly amplified by markets, media, and technology. Even decisions meant to protect a country can cause international chaos. Take Brexit, for example. What began as a vote on national sovereignty sent shockwaves through global financial markets, weakened the European Union, and forced companies worldwide to rethink their operations. One vote, one decision, and the geopolitical map began to shift. Sometimes it's not the size of the country, but the timing and symbolism of its actions that change everything. When Russia decided to invade Ukraine in 2022, it wasn't just a regional conflict. It triggered the largest military mobilization in Europe since World War II, caused a global energy crisis, and forced countries to reconsider their defense strategies. NATO expanded, economies were shaken, and the world order tilted. Decisions involving war or peace are especially volatile. A single missile launch, a sudden declaration of independence, or the breaking of a ceasefire can ignite a chain of escalations. In the Middle East, one retaliatory airstrike can spiral into weeks of conflict, drawing in international powers and risking broader regional instability. These aren't just decisions, they're triggers. But the most dangerous decisions are often made in silence. A shift in military alliances, the quiet approval of nuclear development, or even the rerouting of naval forces can all send unspoken messages to the world. In geopolitics, what a country doesn't say can be as powerful as what it does. And once the world reacts, there's no way to hit rewind. Economies are some of the most fragile systems affected by national decisions. In 2008, the collapse of the US housing market, driven by poor regulation and reckless lending, sent the entire world into a financial meltdown. Banks in Europe folded, stock markets crashed, and millions lost their jobs globally. What started as a domestic issue in the United States triggered a global economic crisis. Today, similar economic shockwaves can be felt almost instantly. If a major country like China restricts the export of a critical resource, like rare earth metals, it sends ripple effects through the tech, automotive, and defense industries worldwide. Prices spike, production halts, and entire supply chains are forced to adapt. One strategic policy move can shake multiple continents, and it's not just negative decisions that have power. Positive shifts, like a nation adopting a new currency model, legalizing certain technologies, or forming trade alliances, can also redraw economic landscapes. Countries may rise or fall based on how they respond. In today's interconnected world, economic decisions are not local, they are global events. In today's high-stakes world, some decisions are like ticking time bombs. Everyone knows they're coming, but no one knows when or how hard they'll explode. If Taiwan were to formally declare independence tomorrow, it could trigger a full-scale military response from China and pull the United States and its allies into a global conflict. One political decision could start a war that spans oceans. Other flashpoints are just as volatile. Imagine Saudi Arabia suddenly slashing oil production by half, or Iran announcing it has developed a nuclear weapon. These moves would send oil prices soaring, panic the markets, and force emergency meetings in Washington, Brussels, and beyond. One country's move can immediately reshape energy, security, and diplomacy worldwide. What makes today even more dangerous is the speed of communication. A tweet from a president, a leaked military document, or a cyber attack blamed on another nation can escalate tensions in minutes. The line between peace and chaos is thinner than ever, and one decision made in the shadows or in plain sight might be all it takes to cross it.